Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a warm brown smoky eye. I'm going to start by priming my face. This is just Makeup Forever Step 1 Radiance Primer, and I'm just going to put that on all over my face. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these shadow shields, and what these do is just kind of help create a really exact, defined cat eye effect, and I really wanted to make that effect for this look. So I'm using these, and they are awesome. I highly recommend them. I'm going to take an Morphe M503, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of Makeup Geek's Creme Brûlée. This is just a really light brown, warm kind of transition shade, and I'm just putting this in my upper crease and blending it out and making sure that I follow that shadow shield so that I do get that really nice cat eye effect. Now I'm going to take MAC's Texture, just a shade darker, a little bit warmer, and it has a little bit of glitter in it. And I'm going to take MAC 217 and apply that in my upper crease as well, and sort of wing it out again, following that shadow shield. To create like a nice gradient effect, we're just going to take, like 5 different shades and kind of keep layering them on top of each other so that you do get that nice effect. And the next shade we're going to use, which is just a little bit darker than that texture color, is Saddle by MAC, and I'm also applying that with the same 217, just a little bit lower than we used for the texture, and winging it out as well. Now I'm just going to go back in with a little bit more of that texture shade in the M503 and just kind of clean up and make sure you don't have any harsh lines, because we're starting to get in to the darker shades with using Saddle, and you want to just go back with a lighter shade and go over everything to make sure that you don't have any harsh lines, like I said. Now I'm going to use a flat definer brush and just pick up a little bit of MAC's Brown Script. It's a really nice, deep, warm brown color, and it's just is absolutely beautiful. It's a perfect shade. It looks really, really nice on all different eye colors and skin tones. I highly recommend this color for everyone. Now I'm just taking a pointed definer brush for my crease, picking up a little bit more of that brown script and just working it in so that you don't have any, you don't have like a harsh kind of line between the lid and the crease. Just bringing it up and working it up a little bit and also winging it out. Just taking a little bit more texture and going over it again. When you're doing like a smoky eye like this, you really can't do that enough. It's just going to make sure that you have a really smooth transition from shade to shade. So I'm going to remove the shadow shields, and voila! See that you have a really nice defined cat eye look. So I'm just taking this new Makeup Forever stick foundation, and I'm just applying this in certain sections of my face, just kind of like drawing it on. I love this foundation. I just picked it up. It has beautiful coverage, and for somebody that tends to be oily, usually kind of creamy creamy foundations like this don't work for me, but it worked beautifully, and I've been using it a lot. I absolutely love this foundation. I think it would be really, really good for a freelance kit, because I feel like you can mix these shades together to get a bunch of different shades for all different clients. So I really love these. And I'm just taking a Tarte brush and just kind of buffing this out. This Tarte brush is also a new thing for me, and it's amazing. I cannot recommend this brush enough. It's just so big. It doesn't soak up your product or anything, and it just buffs everything out beautifully. Now I'm just putting concealer down. I'm using Nars Creamy Concealer. Again, I love this concealer. It, for somebody, again, who tends to be oily, sometimes creamier products are a little difficult for me to use, but I never had a problem with the Nars Creamy Concealer. It works really well on me, and it adds like a really nice glow to my skin. It's not very drying for a concealer. I sometimes find concealers to be a little drying, and this one does not do that at all. So I just put that down on the high points of my face, and I'm taking a damp beauty blender and just buffing it out. Nothing new here. This is how I always apply my foundation in my face routine. So once you have buffed that out, you just take the backside of the Beauty Blender. I always do this. I try not to ever skip this step. And I just go around and I just kind of lightly dab all over my face, and just this kind of just picks up like any excess product that you might have, so you don't have any kind of cake face throughout the day, and it helps eliminate creasing and stuff too. So now I'm going to pick up this Mary Kay bronzing powder. It's just a pressed powder, and a Morphe flat kind of buffing brush for bronzing, and just apply this. I'm just bronzing my face just to add a little bit of color. So, you know, underneath the hollows of my cheeks, under my chin, so like all around the, you know, the bottom of my neck, sort of, to kind of just make my chin look a little bit more defined. The tops of my forehead on either side, and just kind of blend out. Now I'm going to go in and contour, and I'm going to use the Hula bronzer and a Morphe brush that is just kind of like an angled brush for powder for your face for contouring. It works really well. I love this brush. I always use this brush for contouring. It just buffs out really nicely. And again, just putting this down on either side of my forehead, under the hollows of my cheeks, under my chin, and I will also go down either side of my nose and contour my nose. This is nothing different than what I did in my powder contouring video, so I'm not going to get like insanely in depth, and I did edit out some of it just because I don't think it's necessary to like make the video super, super long and show you guys exactly what I did in my powder contouring video. So this is just kind of like a quick version of it. This is probably more of an accurate version of what I do on the daily when I have to go to work and stuff. You know, just a little bit less steps, a little bit less intense. So I'm just going and setting my concealer now with the Kat Von D contouring brush, the pointed powder side of it, and I'm just taking the pinkier shade from the Anastasia powder kit, contour kit, and just setting all the high points of my face, so everywhere where we put the concealer, just to prevent creasing and help with oil control throughout the day for somebody like me, again, who is greasy. And this kind of just helps clean up your contour as well. So I filled in my brows off camera because, again, I don't think I need to show you guys that. Kind of takes a long time and it's a little monotonous. So now what I'm doing is I just took MAC's Mylar and I am just highlighting the high points of underneath my brows and in the corner of my eye, just to make my eye look more awake. And then I just took a brown liner, you can use any brown liner, and lined the waterline of my lower lash line and upper lash line. So then I just took a little bit of that brown script and a pointed pencil brush from Morphe, and I just applied it right under the lash line. Kept it really, really exact to the lash line, didn't blend it out much. And then now I am taking a more diffused pencil brush and taking Saddle and buffing that out. I'm going to take another diffused pencil brush from Morphe, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of that texture again and just keep buffing out. So pretty much every color but the Creme Brûlée color that we used on the upper part of our eyes, we use underneath our eyes. Or on the lower lash line, I should say. Now I'm just curling my lashes to help support the false lashes. Gonna coat them, the upper and bottom lashes, with a black mascara. Any black mascara will do. And I'm going to use Becca's Wild Honey blush and just apply that to the apples of my cheek and kind of work it back. This color works really, really well on me because it's warm and it just kind of gives your face like a lot of life, but it's not too orangey or yellowy on somebody who's cool toned, so it works really well. The highlighter I'm using right now, I'm just using like a tiny Morphe blush brush, and this is Indiscretion from Laura Mercier. It's beautiful. I've been using this on all of my brides with my freelance work because it just adds like this like really light goldy glow. It's gorgeous. I love it. And I'm just going to top that off with a little bit of Champagne Pop from Becca, Jaclyn Hill's highlighter that she created with them, because you can never really go wrong with it. It's a beautiful, you know, golden like champagne kind of highlighter. It's beautiful. So again, I just applied that to the high points of my face. And now I am going to put on some Anastasia Beverly Hills Baby Pink liquid lipstick. Didn't use a liner or anything like that, you know, nothing special, just kind of applied it. So now I'm going to apply the Ariel lashes from Koko Lashes. And I'm not going to show you guys that on camera. I can do that in a separate video. And that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this warm brown smoky eye. And if you guys try to recreate it, make sure you tag me in it. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.